Coming into the Robyatt audio room, Robin Wyatt from Robyatt.
Hey,
Robin,
Peter.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You've got a killer system. Everybody's talking about it in the halls this year.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you tell us about it and what are we going to be listening to?
Sure, absolutely. Well, we're demonstrating with Quad 57s again that have been restored completely by Electrostatic Solutions, Kent McCullum. This year we've supplemented them with Sopranino super tweeters, or as they call them, information retrieval devices. It's a self-powered electrostatic super tweeter. That's the first one we've heard that doesn't really affect or tilt up the quad's frequency response. It enhances the whole range, frequency range of the quad. They work incredibly well. Everything in the system is wired with tel wire. Even the jumpers from the tweeters to the quads are custom made. The amplifiers are the Miyajima OTLs, used in monoblock configuration, giving us about 22 watts. We're also using the Miyajima World 1 preamp, which has two phonos inputs. It also is the only preamp in the world that doesn't have a volume pot. It has an active gain tracking device. We're using the Miyajima KSW stereo step-up transformer and the ETR mono step-up transformer for the Zero mono cartridge. Now, turntables. This is the one-of-a-kind, commissioned by me from VPI, Classic 3 VPI turntable. It's a belt drive table, but it's had an incredibly cool retro leather skin put on the top plate, and the tone arms also being wrapped in the same leather, and a beautiful, beautiful rosewood base. It's very retro, it's very cool, and as I said, it's one of a kind.
No, it's beautiful.
Also, we have the latest VPI Avenger magnetic drive turntable. It's their top of the line turntable, belt drive table, apart from their direct drive. And interestingly, apart from the VPI 12-inch arm that's mounted on it with a Miyajima Madaki stereo cartridge, it has a Frank Schroeder captive bearing tone arm with the Miyajima Zero mono cartridge. Wonderful table, amazing sound. Just to mention, the new Madaki phono cartridge from Miyajima has a bamboo cantilever, making it tonally probably the most neutral stereo phono cartridge ever made. At the bottom of the rack here, we have an Oppo BD105 that was sent directly brand new to Dan Wright of ModRight, and he worked his magic on it and put a tube output stage in it, a much beefier tube regulated power supply. It's a wonderful, wonderful CD player, and for the money, really very, very hard to beat. And the last piece I should mention, the furniture that the Miyajima preamp and turntable are sat on is made by Kanzo Audio Furniture. It's a stunning looking and well-made piece, and it's also incredibly well isolated. And that's the system we're listening to.
Well, good. Well, I think we're going to be doing a little bit of a test back and forth. We have Mike Valentine's Chasing the Dragon.
That's correct.
Mike was a recording engineer with the BBC for most of his career. He's off on his own with this numerous projects he's done. This is a potpourri of some of his excerpts.
Absolutely, and his recordings are absolutely stunningly well done.
They are.
The dynamics, the tonality are phenomenal. I'd suggest everyone rush out and buy them. They really are that good.
They really are. Yeah.
I mean, the comparison we're going to do, something everyone audiophile talks about, CD versus vinyl.
Here we go.
We're going to hear the same track, first on CD, then on vinyl.
Okay, good. Let's do that next.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
we're going to switch to the same track on LP. This, by the way, is the latest world premiere of a reproduction Neumann DST moving coil cartridge. Very famous in Europe. Most of them are in Japan. They're unobtainium. They're incredibly good. This cartridge is now made in Siberia and I'm the importer. So, CD or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Vinyl.
CD.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow, there you go.
And there's your interest. So it's pretty split, right?
Well, that's the fun of it. Well, that's a great demonstration, Robin.
Thank you very much, Peter. Always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you too. The viewers love your work. They love your products, and you have a great way of setting up a room at a hi-fi show. So, folks, if you're coming to a show, you have to stop by the Robyatt room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.